What is up, you guys? Nick here. Welcome to the show. In today's video, I want to talk about NIO expansion into Europe, what this will look like, and what they hope it will accomplish for their business operations, and ultimately how this will affect the share price in the medium and long term. There is just so much week-to-week focus and day-to-day focus for that matter on this company. And it's important for us investors to zoom out, put our wide-angle lenses on, and look at the overall trajectory of a company and not focus too much on this day-to-day noise. So for this video, I want to kind of, zoom out and look at NIO's expansion programs from a macro lens. We have so much to get to. But first, Webull is offering 4 free stocks worth up to $3,700 in valuation when you 1. Sign up, 2. Open an account, and 3. Deposit in at least $100 using the link in my description. Guys, I use Webull every single day. They have some of the best analytics in the game. They're really user friendly, and you get 4 free stocks for free. So hit that link in the description, hit that subscribe button. I do a ton of videos like this. I cover innovative disruptor companies that are gonna be well poised for the coming landscape. I first told my subscribers to purchase NIO shares at $7. You don't wanna miss any of my future picks. Anyways, let's get right into it. All right, so NIO's global expansion. Let's first look at NIO's Europe expansion. How likely is this? Are they still rumors? Well, essentially, no. They're not even really rumors at this point anymore. With the emerging economy kind of fighting its way out of the current health situation with the introductory of a vaccine, we're gonna see a lot more geographic movements from companies, NIO being one of them. It's very likely that companies will be extremely mobile in 2021 and 2022, kind of making up for the stagnant year we just had in 2020. Li Bin, NIO's CEO and founder, has publicly gone on record stating that he wants to see NIO House, in Europe by the end of 2021. Specifically the latter half, or Q3 and Q4 of 2021, and he wants to see NIO in all global markets by 2023 or 2024. This is huge news for NIO, and it's huge news for their bottom line and ultimately share prices. Although China is currently the leader in terms of electric vehicle consumption and manufacturing, other countries are rapidly escalating their electric vehicle output, particularly Norway and Germany with their continued dominance in electric vehicle output production. Especially Germany with all the legacy brands that are already headquartered in Germany. This is going to be a major electric vehicle powerhouse in the coming years. Germany in particular are poised to catch up and match China's electric vehicle consumption by the year 2040. So you can see just how important it is for companies to gain a foothold within these countries as soon as possible. Although China is the world leader of electric vehicles, and they are still growing, their growth rate is declining. Whereas these other European countries, their growth rate is through the roof. It's expanding, and you can see the importance of needing to get a foothold early on in these countries that are going to be fierce battlegrounds in the coming years. NIO is well aware of this expanding market share and are positioning themselves for the future. This is what NIO always does. They're looking 5, 10, 20 years ahead into the future. And although there is a nascent electric vehicle market currently in Europe, this will grow, and this will be, some of the biggest countries in terms of electric vehicle output ever. NIO plans on beginning deliveries, yes, beginning deliveries in Europe by the end of 2021. That's less than a year away. NIO will be delivering vehicles, most likely, in Europe. This is absolutely huge for the company, but it's important to remember that this does come at a cost, both financially and logistically. There are many different cultural differences between country to country within Europe, and NIO is well aware of this. So instead of a macro European approach, NIO is taking a finite micro approach and going from country to country. So which European country first? Well, a Chinese-based media outlet has reported that NIO is planning on rolling out vehicles and deliveries in Copenhagen, Denmark. A complete 180 from the first rumored Norway expansion. I was for one actually quite surprised seeing that this first European target for NIO was going to be Copenhagen, Denmark, considering that they are only about 13th on the scale of electric vehicle output production in Europe. So, I really was thinking that it would be Norway or Germany, one of these other big podium position countries, but no, nonetheless, they have chosen Denmark, and I'm going to get into why I think that is. I think that they may be expanding into Denmark first as sort of a dry run, A, and B, they may see this as a better opportunity for them. There's not already a huge electric vehicle presence in Denmark. Denmark is a very progressive country, and they really do value and focus on clean, green energy. So NIO may be seeing this as an opportunity. There's less risk, however, less reward going into one of these smaller markets, but they may see this as an opportunity of getting a nice foothold at somewhat of a relatively low risk financially wise. NIO plans on being able to deliver 7,000 vehicles by the end of 2024 within Europe. And you're thinking 7,000, that's not too many. They're already delivering more than 5,000 per month in China alone. However, what we need to remember is that this is just the beginning of the exponential growth curve within Europe. We saw the same thing happen in China. There's a very, very slow buildup, but once that buildup gets there, it's exponential at that point. The snowball effect is really churning. And one thing we know about NIO is that so many of its deliveries are coming from word of mouth. Up to 40% of all new vehicles sold that are NIOs are sold because of pre-existing consumers saying that they love NIOs and referring it to a friend or a family member. So it's not so much about the actual sale number these first 2 years within Europe, it's more about just gaining a foothold, gaining a presence, and building up that snowball, getting that really big snowball moving forward so they can then exponentially grow once electric vehicles are more apt and prone in these countries. Like I stated previously, Denmark may also serve as a sort of dry run with less risk, gearing up for these other bigger European markets, and then ultimately North America, probably by 2023. It has been reported that NIO will likely not be delivering its EC6, its newest vehicle in these European markets. However, sticking with the tried and true ES8 and ES6, their larger SUVs. This was essentially the exact same thing they did in China. It obviously worked out very well for them, starting with the larger SUVs and then moving into an SUV coupe, and then ultimately they will have their sedan at this point, likely termed the EE7, that they will then likely roll out. I do think that once NIO is within Europe and established, they've gained a foothold, they're doing well in deliveries, they will expand into neighboring EU markets, maybe some hotter markets like Norway and Germany, to really start actually gaining delivery numbers in mass quantities. This is just another step in the right direction for NIO and ultimately its share price and its shareholders. And it's an absolutely necessary step at that. Their market share is expected to greatly increase in the coming years. Analysts predict that almost 1 in 3 luxury electric vehicles sold by 2025 will be a NIO model. This is huge. This is incredible. Almost 1 in 3. This would represent almost 334,000 units by 2025. A third of a million units. Crazy. NIO is growing faster than its own management had even predicted. And I think this is what prompted this expedited European rollout expansion program, Marco Polo. I want to make a note and make it clear that expanding into a different market is financially straining. This isn't going to be easy by any means. And I do think that's why they are choosing Denmark. There's less competition there, less marketing, and there isn't really an electric vehicle presence there, so they can really gobble up a solid amount of that market. I do believe that NIO will be able to dominate the European market. Tesla has just been there gobbling up the entire thing. It's just an unrivaled monopoly at this point, and I do think some healthy competition will be beneficial for both companies. NIOs are also notably slightly less expensive than comparable Tesla models. Let's take the Model X. It goes for more than $100,000. NIOs range anywhere from $50,000 to around $80,000. Then using battery as a service, this price can come down even further. The two companies are reported to have similar amounts of brand equity. So analysts are predicting that when choosing between the two, many consumers are actually going to gravitate towards the NIO model in that they do have similar brand equity, however, it's simply cheaper. Consumers also like something that isn't everywhere. People like to be unique and have new things, and I really do think NIO is going to benefit from being in this market. That being said, I do think the 7,000 delivery figure within 2 years is extremely conservative. We've seen NIO do this in the past. They're always conservative with their numbers. They don't want to overshoot, they want to undershoot. It looks better for investors, and then ultimately they gain more capital because of it. Most companies do it. So I would not be surprised with a delivery figure much higher than the 7,000. However, time will tell. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I do think long-term these shares are sitting at a sale price. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you to pick up shares or anything. You're gonna have to come to that conclusion by yourself. But for me personally, I'm a long-term investor. I'm looking 4, 5, 10 years down the line, not week to week or month to month. I think this company is gonna absolutely dominate in Europe. They're no longer a single domestic country company. They're expanding and expanding rapidly at that. They continue to output impressive amounts of deliveries and continue to hit record increases every single month. I really do see so much potential in this company. Anyways, guys, that's it for me this time. Subscribe if you haven't, I would really appreciate it. Hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget about the Webull promo. Use the link in my description for free stocks worth up to $3,700. This really is a no-brainer. They have some of the best analytics in the game. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Cheers.